He's the Business of Sports podcast host, former NFL executive, and you see him on the MMQB as well. He is Andrew Brandt back here on the Rich Eisen Show. How you doing, Andrew?
Doing well, Rich. I always say this. The offseason in the NFL is much more, I don't know, if interesting, intriguing, active than the season. So here we go.
Well, I know this week has been a whirlwind, and that's why I guess they call it a quarterback carousel. Let's start first with the decision that Aaron Rodgers made and the contract that he said really wasn't in front of him, but is in front of him, and he hasn't signed. I mean, everything's still up in the air, but except for the fact that he's decided to stay. And, you know, you and I have been talking about this subject for 2 years now.
Yes.
And are you surprised at how this has resolved, where Jordan Love may never see the field again, and it's Rodgers from here all the way through to whenever he's done?
Yeah, Rich, a lot to unpack. I mean, we did talk about this for 2 years. We were right, or I was right. Last year they would come back when there was a lot of dissension and there was a lot of angst and drama, and he did come back. And then this year I thought there was time for a change, that they would transition to Love after a 2-year apprenticeship for Jordan Love, not a 3-year apprenticeship, which Aaron Rodgers had 17 years ago. But he's back. And now comes the question of the contract, which I think will help us determine is if, like you said, they really don't see a future for Jordan Love, or they do. This could very well be, Rich, just like Aaron and Brett, a 3-year apprenticeship. They're running it back this year. They got Adams on a tag. They're going forward with their cap deficiencies, and they'll see what's next after that. And they move to Jordan Love next year. But we heard talk, as you said, about a 4-year contract and all these big numbers. I am saying this. I do not for 1 second believe this is a 4-year commitment to Aaron Rodgers or from Aaron Rodgers. And I do believe the Packers are not giving up on Jordan Love. So what does that mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, hold on a second. All right. You had me at this hello. So you okay, keep going. Keep going, Andrew. Yeah. Keep going.
I know, because I started this 20-something years ago. The Packers do not true guarantee more than the first year of the contract. And they have held that through even Aaron Rodgers' last contract. So this idea of $150 million guaranteed, well, maybe, but it's not going to be real guarantee. The real guarantee is going to be some huge signing bonus this year, which will be prorated for a number of years to dummy out the cap. And for people who don't know, you take the signing bonus and prorate it on the existing number of years. You get a cap number way down, which they need. He'll have a low salary. Now, maybe there's guarantees, quote unquote, if he's on the team next year that trigger another, 40, 50 million, maybe even more in 2024. But what I'm pointing out is if there are future guarantees, number one, they're probably only if Rodgers is on the team. And number two, they can move to another team if he's traded next year. So let's get this out of the way first. The fact that they're making a huge guarantee to Aaron Rodgers doesn't commit him to the team more than this year. Number two, here's where I want to really know about the business of Aaron Rodgers. Last year when he came back, we heard from everyone, NFL Network, ESPN, everybody, that what he got, besides bringing in Randall Cobb, was a void, an opt-out after 2022. I thought maybe they'd give it to him after 2021, but it was after 2022. That is extremely valuable. That's Tom Brady leaving New England. That's creating an opportunity for him to be the most valuable free agent in NFL history and have, pick a number, 10, 12, 15 teams bidding on him in a year. My question is, did the Packers get that out of the contract, or is it still in the contract? Because if they got it out, wow. And then $50 million a year is a bargain. If they got that out, or maybe everyone was wrong and that was never in the deal. But that is extraordinarily valuable, and if it's still in the contract, then it's a one-year deal, right? Then it's Aaron Rodgers having out next year, just like Brady had in New England, and we'll see what happens then. So there's the start to the unpacking.
Oh, my goodness. Unpacking? That's like dropping a whole airport's worth of luggage on top of this thing. So hold on a second. You're saying we're maybe not done with talking about Rodgers and the Packers being done? Is that what you're saying? That this is just a way to window dress up and salary cap massage, running it back one more time? Is that what you're saying?
A couple things, Rich. Am I the only one? Did you not hear this in August? That Aaron came back. He imports the conditions were importing his buddy Randall Cobb, having some soft language about we'll reassess after 2021, and avoid an opt-out after 2022. Now, if I'm Aaron Rodgers or his lawyers or his agent or his friends, or how in the world are you going to give that up, that extraordinary valuable contract property, if that was important to you before? And you know what just happened, Rich? He took 2 months to decide to come back to a place he'd been for 17 years. You think that's the end of that? You think that come the end of 2022, they'll just say, yeah, I'm good again? I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to believe that we're good for multiple years here. And then the other part is Jordan Love. And people can say, well, who cares about Jordan Love? Well, I think the Packers care about Jordan Love. You know, I've talked about this with you before. Aaron Rodgers fell in our lap. We didn't want to take a quarterback, but he was there. Jordan Love was aggressively and affirmatively traded up for by the team. This guy didn't fall in their lap. They went and got him. They want him to play. The question is when. So I don't know. Is it going to be 3 years like Aaron? Is it going to be 4 years? Is it going to be never? I would bet against never. That's for sure.
So Andrew Brandt here on the Rich Eisen Show.
Yeah.
Hoskins, pop up Rodgers' tweet. So Rodgers sent this tweet out amidst all of the hoopla and reporting that happened the other day. And he wrote, hey, everyone, just want to clear some things up. Yes, I will be playing with the Packers next year. However, reports about me signing a contract are inaccurate, as are the supposed terms of the contract I, quote unquote, signed. I'm very excited to be back. And then he's got the, bicep emoji. And then this now, based on your opinion, now catches my eye. He just put hashtag year 18 with a heart.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what he basically put, just year 18. I thought to myself, okay, because I'm making this out to think this is it. He's now locked in. He's retiring as a Packer. He's got this contract as a Packer. He finishes. He's the Tom Brady as the Packer. I call him. He's the Tom Brady of the team, that they're going to commit to him after turning 37 to multiple years to see if he can do what Tom Brady did. They believe in him. And you're saying that this is just essentially, completing whatever was discussed last year to just run it back this year. Is again, I know I'm keep on revisiting this, but when do we see the contract terms? New league year hits next Wednesday. We'll all see the proof in this pudding right now.
It's got to be before that. Now, here's what the contract's going to look like from a cap point of view. They're going to have a huge bonus and load the salary, whatever the minimum is. And say his minimum's $1 million. Say he gets, pick a number, $70 million bonus. So you can add 5 years or add 4 years to the existing year. So you make it like a 5-year, whatever it is, and you prorate the $70 million over 5. That's 12. Add $1 million in salary. That's 13. You bring it down from he's at 30 something now, so you get 18 million of cap, and they're on their way. But you're pushing out a lot of pain, especially if he's not there. Let's just bring this all back to the contract, this whole discussion. We will see this at some point. Does it have the out? Where's the guarantee level after 2022? That will guide us on the future. But even taking that aside, Rich, I mean, you followed this as much as anyone. Do
Right.
you really think whatever went on in Aaron's mind for 2 months since losing to the 49ers is not going to be back at the end of this year, whether it's trade, retirement, whatever his thoughts have been? That's hard to believe.
I was going to follow up, Andrew, to say, what do you think Jordan Love's market is? So your thought is zero, that, you know, they're not going to touch him. He's going to stay there unless what? Somebody gives a YOLO deal to Gutekunst, because there are now teams that are trading a 2 and a 3 for Wentz. Trubisky may hit it. The quarterback market is less than. What do you think here?
Well, I'm looking at it from the team point of view. Number one, as I said, they traded up to get him. It would have to, if he, a thought of trading him, it'd have to be a first, because you trade up and you trade multiple picks to get up and get him. Why would you give him up for a second? And number two is he's cheap. They've got the most expensive starting quarterback in the league. Of course, you want a cheap backup. And I just think, I know the Packers, and maybe they've changed, but Brian Gutekunst is a Ted Thompson disciple. First-round picks are just precious gold inventory for them. I don't think they give up on them.
I'm doing it. This is Brockman. Are you feeling the same way as me right now?
Yeah, I'm just kind of like, oh, okay.
Well, listen,
So-
I'm seeing it from my knowledge and experience of the Packers. I don't see this. I mean, listen, Rich, what's going on in the NFL this week is all these guys that signed huge deals 1 or 2 years ago are going to get cut, right? We just saw Landon Collins, and, none of these deals are real. If Aaron signs a 4-year deal, do people really think that's 4 years? I mean, none of these deals go the length that they're supposed to.
No, and I know that, but I just would think that the back-to-back MVPs, right? The back-to-back MVPs moved the Packers in a direction of essentially saying, "We get it, Aaron. You're not having any diminishing returns. You are, clearly in shape. You're talking about your cleansing and all that business.
Yeah.
And that we get it. You're a unicorn. You're not going to be like Big Ben or even Breeze, diminishing returns when you approach 40 or hit 40. We're in. We're in, and we're in to make you a Packer for life." And you're coming out and saying, I thought Rodgers, after everything, would be like, yeah, got it. And you're now saying they're just running it back for a year. And trust me, as somebody in this position, I'm all in and having this Rodgers back to the Packers conversation all year long and next offseason too. But I thought we were done with it. I'll be honest with you.
Until I see more about the contract, until I hear that the void that he negotiated for 2023 to get out and be a free agent is out, it's hard for me to believe different. And you combine that with Love. I mean, if they go to Love next year, it will be the exact same apprenticeship time that we had for Aaron, 3 years. So maybe, in me predicting they'd go after 2 years, I was jumping the gun, but they were so excited to trade up and get Jordan Love. But you just pointed it out. Maybe they didn't expect 2 years of MVP play, and they said, we can't leave this behind. Let's go after it again. But yes, I am not seeing this as a long-term deal.
So what does this mean for Devontae Adams? He just has to play on the tag and run it back with everybody else. I'm sure he wants a long-term deal. I'm sure he's not although I'm sure he's thrilled that he gets to play with Aaron Rodgers. He can't be terribly thrilled that he's going to go out on a football field as things currently stand right now. Or is there, with just 1 year guaranteed, despite it being a very nice number? But what's the plan there, do you think, with Adams?
Well, that again, this is going to be very telling. If they aggressively negotiate a long-term deal for Adams, then I think, okay, maybe Rodgers can be around for a while. But if they're content, which it just seems that they've been, because they know the number to get Adams done. Whatever the top, whatever DeAndre Hopkins got last year, or whatever, they know the number, and they've put him on a tag to just hold him. Now, if they're just holding him on the tag and Rodgers has this out, then we're in the last dance. That's where we are. But if they sign Rodgers if the Rodgers doesn't have the out, if Adams has a long-term deal, that changes my thinking.
All right, before I let you go, what did you think of the big trade between Denver and Seattle? Quality compensation? You like the compensation? What do you think about the future of that?
One of those where you got people hate hearing this, because you have 2 1s and 2 2s, and to judge them it's going to take 5 years. I'll say the different angle on this real quick, Rich.
Sure.
The ownership angle. Seattle, Paul Allen died. Jody Allen not that involved. 2 alpha males up there with John Schneider and Pete Carroll. They're running the team, and you wonder if an owner more involved would have resisted a little more about trading Russell Wilson. And the other ownership angle, of course, is the Broncos, who will be the most valuable sale in the history of the NFL. And what do buyers want? They want certainty at the most important position. They don't want to buy into picks or Drew Lock. Now they're buying Russell Wilson. And, oh, boy, does that help the purchase price as well. So that'll go crazy, that franchise value.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, is that the Broncos were more valuable yesterday than they were the day before,
Absolutely, yeah.
How about that? Andrew, thanks for the time. Greatly appreciate your insight, as always. Let's chat next week when all the dust settles. I'd love to chat with you again.
We'll do it, Rich. Always a pleasure.
With all that food for thought. At Andrew Brandt on Twitter. I follow him. You should as well, right here on The Rich Eisen Show. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.